Good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, October the 1st, presented by Mercury. Hey, it's getting fall time, and Tom Ott, Lee Pitts, and Josh Herron are going to share a little bit about Guntersville, Weiss Lake, Neely Henry, and of course, Logan Martin and Lay Lake. We'll be right back with what the guys have to say. Good morning,
Yeah,
everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, October the 1st, presented by Mercury. Time to connect with Josh Herron to talk about Logan Martin and Lay Lake. We know things haven't been super wonderful down there, but Josh is a stud and he's going to put us on some fish. Josh, what's happening down there at Logan Martin and Lay Lake?
man, the leaves are falling.
Yes.
We don't know if it's because of the wind, the heat, or the what, but they're falling. I put a hoodie on this morning, so I'm happy. Us curvy people enjoy some brisk mornings, but man, it's getting there. We're starting to see a lot of fish kind of push up, and that's a great thing. It kind of allows you to do like some spinnerbait stuff in the mornings. Buzzbait's really going to start playing here soon. Whopper plopper's one of my favorite simple stupid baits. So stuff like that's really going to start playing strong over the next couple days and weeks. We're starting to get into a whole lot of bait pushing around too. A lot of stuff's starting to shift as this water temp's falling. The water temps are going to be in the 70s by next week. I know at Lay yesterday it was 81ish in the afternoons. So when you start getting 74, 75, that's when stuff really starts happening on the Coosa.
What kind of areas are you wanting to look at right now? Are they still are you seeing that bait fish movement out at the mouths? Are they moving in, or are you still seeing them out on the main lake?
Man, they're still kind of right in the miles. They haven't made a big shift yet. After this front comes through, we should start seeing a lot of stuff start shifting and changing. But right now, they're still kind of hanging. We haven't had a big drop in water temperature, so they're still kind of in the same areas. The only difference is you're getting a lot more activity. The fish are really starting to kind of come alive. They're coming out of their little hot saunas, and they're trying to remember what it's like to be able to breathe and swim. And I guess I don't know if fish sweat or not, but everything else in Alabama has been lately.
Yeah, it has been warm. What about crappie anglers? Are you seeing any starting to move around out there yet?
Oh yeah, man, they're always bobbing around. They're actually catching a few now. It seems like they're starting to get out of the main lakes and starting to move into the creeks too. So they're just following bait like everybody else. And of course, every bridge column or anything of that nature. That's pretty much it. Logan is going to be primarily like shooting docks and stuff, but I don't think they're there yet.
So there you heard it, folks, from Josh Herron. Get out there, look for some bait fish, throw some top waters, have a little something to follow up with, maybe a swim bait, and you might put a few fish in the boat. Thanks, Josh. We'll talk to you again next week.
See you, man.
Good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, October the 1st, presented by Mercury. Time for us to connect with the crappie king of Weiss Lake, who's out there putting a few slabs in the boat for his clients. Lee, what's going on at Weiss Lake and Neely Henry these days?
Well, things are getting a little better right now. It's, we battled with some wind this week, coming off. I don't know if it's the hurricane or what it is, but we just battled with some wind. But the fish are starting to get out there deep. They're on these brush piles. I've noticed the fish that we're catching out there on the creek channels and in the deeper water, that 16, 18 foot of water, you got to be around brush. It's just one of those things. They're not really relating to the drops just yet. You got to find those brush tops. You got to get somewhere close to it, if not putting that bait just right in the brush. Not only live bait, we're doing like a vertical drop shot, dropping the minnows down too, but also taking the Bobby Garland products, still the slab slayers, the minnow minders. And it's starting to come along some with the plastics now too. Something with a yellow or maybe a pink head has really been doing well this week. And something small, using a 124th, even a 132nd if the wind will allow it. But if the wind picks up, I'm still rolling back to that 124th and shooting some of the deeper docks and catching more short fish on the docks. The bigger fish still seem to be out in the deeper water on wood cover.
All right, let's turn to Neely Henry. Let's talk about the bass bite first. What are you hearing out of the river down there?
Some of the guys that I've talked to, they're throwing a smaller spinnerbait, something like a 3/8 frame. but downsizing the blades a little bit. They can cover water better throwing a blade. Still got that early morning bite, quarter ounce buzz bait, and the popar is starting to turn on a little bit. Some of these guys are burning that popar across these flats, getting some of the spots to come up on it. But it's the bite is getting better at Neely. It's one of those things. I think with weather wise, it's starting to turn for us. The cooler water temperatures are getting these fish a little more aggressive. I think we're coming out of that September lull, and we're starting to get some more fish. A lot of these fish are really getting up super shallow now, around wood cover, any kind of structure that you can find. And like I said, I wouldn't be afraid, especially at Neely, getting that knee deep water, because these fish are moving in there. They're going to it. Covering water, spinnerbait, square bill. I know a lot of the guys still throwing a shaky head, but I think your better fish are going to come on something moving.
Yeah, well, that seems to happen that way. Reaction baits seem to get the bigger bites. Well, folks, thanks to Lee for everything that you do, and we'll talk to you again next week.
All right, guys. See you next week. Y'all have a good one.
Good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, October the 1st, presented by Mercury. It's time for us to connect with our good friend Tom Ott, who's up there blasting away at him at Guntersville. Tom, what's happening on the big lake?
Man, Dano, I'm telling you what, Mother Nature gave us a little break here. Got some cool weather coming in. The fish are getting active. Taking a little bit of heat for still chasing those schoolers. I understand, guys want to catch some bigger fish and that kind of thing. But I'm telling you, this frog bite right now is fixing to turn loose. The cooler this gets, the better off that bite's going to get. Flipping's been a real strong bite right here. A lot of fish are coming from, just punching those mats and getting some larger fish. I mean, but, like I said last week, it's just real hard to stay away from those fish on a square bill or a spinner bait or, a jackhammer jig is really doing well right now too. So, I mean, it's just one of the best times of the year to get out there. But, one thing I want to remind folks of is, where those fish you were catching them on that rattle trap early in the spring. That's where you need to go back right now here in the fall. That's where those fish you're gonna find those fish, whether you're frog fishing, you're punching mats, or you're throwing a square bill or a buzz bait around some of those edges. Those are the areas you need to go. That bait's going to gravitate right back there, just like it did in the spring. So, all I can say is great. Get out there and catch them up. Forget this football. It's nobody likes football right now.
Okay, well, I'm not sure that I agree with you on that one, but I'd like to go fishing too.
I'm a Tennessee fan, so I'm trying to keep it low key.
There you go. Is it still kind of out on the main lake, and then maybe starting to move into the channels a bit?
Absolutely. You can still find some little pods of fish out there on the ledges and, just little areas like that. But those fish are really starting to make this big move. We've been seeing huge groups of bait fish that are moving back into the larger tributaries. But even some of these smaller coves and bays, you're starting to see right at the mouths of those just big wads of bait fish that are ganging up. That's just a matter of finding where the larger fish are eating, typically a little bit deeper. But it's just, it's turning wide open right now. I mean, it's going to be, I can't wait for next month. It's going to be great.
Well, and that Spro tournament is this weekend. It's today down there over here at the lake. And I know those guys are going to put a few big ones on the boat.
Oh.
But Tom, man, as always, man, we appreciate everything, and we'll talk to you again next week.
Sounds good, guys. Tight lines out there and be safe.
Well, that'll do it for our Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, October the 1st, presented by Mercury. Fall time is here, and the guys are sharing the information to help us put a few fish in the boat. Don't forget, if you're looking for that special bait or that thing that their guys are talking about to put a few fish in your boat, in your live well, maybe even on your skillet, we got it here at Bucks Island in the loft. Stop by and see us. You are the best part of Bucks Island, and you are appreciated. We thank you for everything that you do, and we'll see you again next week.